Hello friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 3, Ruined World. So last episode, when I said that getting my spell rewards was the only big thing I could accomplish in the Tower of Magi right now, that was sort of a lie. Getting those spells was probably the most important thing, but I forgot that Menlo here can actually give me a bit more information now that I have enough gold to afford it. Also, with item identification, one of those pairs of boots I picked up is very impressive indeed. The Boots of Apollo. 2 defense, with 1 bonus, no encumbrance, and 10 uses of speed ability, which I think lets me cast haste on myself. These are soft, knee-length suede boots. They have leather frills at the top. And being magical boots, they are quite rare. I think I got them as a random drop from the vampire? Amazing. So there's that. Amethyst has upgraded from a regular crossbow to a fine crossbow, which I can't equip when I'm talking to someone, of course. The Slith Spear is an iron Slith Spear. The Slith Spear is the traditional weapon of the Slith Zerakai warriors. Slith Spears are like regular spears, but have 2, or sometimes 3, tines at the end of very heavy, usually wood set with metal, poles. They take great strength to use. And at 12 base damage, still cannot hold a candle to the 18 base damage of a halberd. King of the pole weapons. It has a huge axe-like blade at one end, as well as a spike at the tip for stabbing. Halberds are heavy, awkward, and viciously effective. And the other boots I picked up are just boots. Anywho, why don't we learn about Erica? You pay her. Erica is the boon and bane of Exile. Without her skills and leadership years ago, we exiles would be starving and miserable, or dead. Without her hatred of the Empire War would not have happened. Her tower is in Upper Exile. I mean, there's other sources, mostly in the remakes, that suggest the Empire was likely to invade us anyway if Exile was showing the least signs of getting uppity. There were 3 dragons in Exile, Athron, Sulphurus, and Koth. They went up to the surface suddenly some years ago. I know not why. I only know one thing. They all hated the Empire with a passion. So the dragons haven't just disappeared, they've gone to the surface. The surface is an awfully big place, but who knows, maybe we'll find them someday. Also, did anyone think I wasn't going to abuse this again? Woohoo! Cheap intelligence upgrade. I'm a little happier with my spellcasters right now. And also, while I was here earlier, I did get the Revive spell for Stephen, even though he can't actually cast it just yet. It will be very good to have when he does reach 6th level priest spells. And let's see... Does Brantford have anything interesting? I would be half tempted by the steel flail for Amethyst, if I could have afforded it even before buying the information from Menlo. Magic Halberd does a crap ton of damage for a lot of money. And everything else is basically useless. And that is all I can do in the Tower of Magi for now. So we've got to head back up to 40 merchants. I'll see you there. Now this time, before I forget, I will present the dragon scales to Bera. And trip that plot flag. Evidence. You show Bera the odd scales you found in the cockroach lair. This is pathetically obvious. These are dragon scales. Where did you get them? You tell him, and he looks alarmed. You should tell Anaximander of this immediately. Can do. And this is not the most efficient way. You describe the conclusion of your murder investigation to Anaximander. Well done. We do not know who killed those men, but we have still learned much. Now, back to the surface for you. Much is left to be done. You tell Anaximander of the dragon scales you discovered in the cockroach pit. He looks disturbed. 2 of the 3 dragons still living in exile, Koth and Sulphurus, recently disappeared. They both have the power necessary to create the monsters. They were attacked and enslaved by the Empire during the Empire War. They despised the Empire and would gladly destroy it. If you ever see the dragons, you should ask them about this. Carefully. Yeah, that all but confirms that we will eventually find some dragons. And I should go talk to Levy and get my wonderful 25 gold allowance. Maybe I should get those free rations from Elisa, too. Because, as usual, I am running a little bit low on the resources. No, not get. We don't steal food here, we ask for it politely. Now, with 400 gold, I could maybe get a little training. Or I could just hold off on that until getting back to the surface. Fortunately for me, it is not that hard to get back up to Sharamik and its environs from here. Unfortunately, I still don't have enough gold to get myself a set of horses, which would make things a little faster. I can take a slight shortcut by taking the ferry here. Okay, and we're back in Sharamik, and Sharamik has not been completely ransacked by troglodytes. Cool. Now then... Actually, I'm going to go back in for a moment because I don't remember exactly where I need to go next. Commander Corey wants me to do something. Mission. Ritual. Talk to Nydia in Softport. Tell her my name. Okay. I think I also need to bribe that official guy, but I need more money for that. Ooh, look, Troglos. Easy money. Excellent, my pockets are looking much nicer now. Nydia. Let's see. Here she is. Okay, I can buy healing from her. I don't think I can buy spells. But when I ask about Corey, she gets upset. You can't imagine why. Her. I told her I didn't want anything to do. She remembers herself. Oh, yes. Look, I'd teach it to you for a fee, but I don't know it. There's a hermit in a hut at the north end of the mountains to the north. He knows the spell. I can't get it out of him, but you might be able to. Now go away, please. Highly agitated, she turns away. Okay then. And I need to refresh myself on what all is available in this town. Armory. Can't actually read the sign from here. Mayor's office. Okay, I don't think Softport has training, which I am somewhat more interested in. Fletching. And clothing. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Okay, mountains to the north. Question is, are they straight north, or is it going to be more northeast? But first, more troglos. I got a little too cocky on that one and took more damage than I should have. So I'm going to nip back down to Sharamik to do a little identification and such, because I am picking up some loot here. Oh, this is new. You encounter a traveling merchant, bent under the weight of a pack filled with an amazing variety of stuff. He says, "Greetings! I wander the roads around Sharamik, selling my wondrous wares to all interested. Care to look?" Sure. Bronze Club, Iron Gauntlets, Wand of Flame, all very meh. Magic Great Helm, somewhat less meh. Ooh, that is a lot of defense for only one encumbrance. This is a great helm, designed to cover the entire head and neck, and allowing vision through a visor. It is finely polished, and covered with fine engravings of fantastic animals. It looks new. Too bad I can't sell things to this guy, or I would seriously consider buying that. Meh, Wand of Koronos. A long, thin rod of steel with tiny bits of polished amethyst and onyx set into its length. For anyone who doesn't know, the Wand of Koronos will strengthen anything it's targeted at. I don't actually know for certain if it works on party members, but it will bless and strengthen enemies. Ooh, magic chainmail, I wish I could buy some of that. Oh, sir, you have some good items there. Now, it's been long enough since I've been to this town that I have to reacquaint myself with where everything is, so I won't bother putting all of that on screen. Okay, so I've found the forge where I can sell stuff and potentially get things enchanted. I have found the magician who will teach spells and do identification. And I remembered to come back to the bar, get some good drinks, and now I have enough gold to ask about some rumors. She gladly takes the money. Thanks. There was this trooper named Mesok, out of Angel's Rest, in here the other day. When drunk, I heard him mention something about a halberd, the best ever made, and how he could find it. Can't hurt to ask him about it. Okay, Mesok and Angel's Rest, ask him about a halberd. Also, while I was wandering around, I saw the archer around town, and I remembered there is something I still need to go and investigate. Because I believe he dropped a ring in this corner of town. Thinking this must be the area Sloane told you about, you search carefully. Sure enough, you find a small silver ring concealed under a stone. Ooh. Also, Amulet of Rapid Returning got that lately. This amulet was given to you by Anaximander to hasten your explorations of the surface world. When used outdoors, it instantly returns you to Fort Emergence. Does not actually work in Upper Exile, though. Aha, Sharamic Ring. This ring belonged to Ginny the food seller, was given to Sloane the archer, and then was lost. You found it, and thank goodness for that. There's also various bones, skulls, and garbage. So let's see if I can give this back to Sloane then. He should be wandering around here somewhere. I hate looking for people who wander outdoors. There he is. Found your ring, dude. His face brightens. You found the ring! He suddenly looks worried. Could you take it to her yourself? I'm not ready to face her yet. Thank you, thank you. Sure thing, coward. You give her the ring and explain what happened. Her face brightens. Oh, that man. I knew he was shy, but I had no idea. I hope he comes by again. I'll apologize for doubting him. Maybe we can try again. She blushes. Thank you so much. You deserve a reward. She packs a big sack full of food and gives it to you, and gives you each a kiss on the cheek. Oh my, that's a lot of food. Thank you, thank you. That little side trip was well worth it. In fact, got enough money left over. I'm going to buy myself some training. Back in a moment. Hooray, now I have more spell points, 6th level spellcasting abilities, and no money. So, time to go and work on getting more gold from the troglodytes and other things. Back to the north! And looks like there's a few spots I have not thoroughly explored here. Hello, I see a hut. That I have to walk all the way around to get to. House on the hill. Sometimes I can notice when I lose the little gray stripe at the very edge of my visible screen. Sometimes I don't. But that tells me where the edge of the map is. Also, box. Box has nothing. Pen has nothing. The door is locked. What do you do? Who is the strongest of my fighters anyway? Okay, that worked. You've stumbled upon a small, cozy home up in the mountains. It's been abandoned. Everything is coated with dust. Clearly, nobody has been here for weeks. You think it's a safe place to camp? Nothing in the chest. Piece of paper says, you read a small note. It says, the monsters are too much. We're gone for good. If you're here, go ahead and use the shack. Store stuff if you want. Just don't tear anything up, please. Good luck. Vlastok. Oh, cool. So that means this is a free storage area where we can keep items safe if we want to. Well, the stone knife and stone axe are garbage, and apparently the food has been treated to last for many weeks without breaking down. All kinds of free food this episode. Got some torches. A bit of clothing I don't want. The beds are dusty, but still have all their blankets. Seems like a safe enough place to rest. Do you? Not right now, but we can safely sleep here. And Amethyst lockpicking skills might need a little work. Amazingly, someone has left a small spellbook here. It's chained down. Its owner probably left quickly. It's very odd and garbled, almost completely incoherent. It'd take a very knowledgeable mage to make any sense of it. Or perhaps a set of moderately knowledgeable mages. Let's try. Oh, wait, that message means that I can't make sense of it. Darn it, need more mage lore. Okay, so that is not the mountain range that has the hermit hut. Let's go exploring around this mountain range, why don't we? Rather thick forest here. And I don't think there's anything hiding in here, it's just a thick clump of trees. Bit of a mountain pass. You find a human compound out here in the mountains, well guarded and thickly walled. A sign by the gate reads, "Anima only." Go up and knock? Well, you're certainly isolated. A priest emerges from the compound, casts a brief spell, looks at you closely, and walks back inside. Guards close the gates. Nobody comes out to speak with you. Nobody even looks at you. Eventually, you get bored and leave. Well then. Alright, so I guess I continue on around to the north. Well, no, that's Lorelei. Is this where I'm supposed to be looking? Ooh. Oh, I have that package of herbs in my pack that, bad things might happen if I let myself be searched on this pass. One of the Empire wizards walks up, mumbles a brief spell, and touches each of your packs. He then backs rapidly away from you, yelling, "They have some!" Things go rapidly downhill from there. Let's not have that happen today. Maybe see what's across the bridge instead. This was a huge, beautiful bridge, covered with intricate carvings and lovely marble work. It was a beautiful piece of Empire engineering. Unfortunately, giants have been using it for target practice. It's still standing, but that's all you can say for it. You come across a band of giants, probably going to throw more boulders at Lorelei. They decide, for a change of pace, to throw them at you instead. I'd rather not be hunting around here too long. The giants aren't as profitable as the troglodytes. Lorelei, take road to south. Moon, 120 miles north. Footracer province is under quarantine. Do not approach. Aha. Okay, what's in this shadowy glade? In this isolated vale, you find a stone circle. Huge, carved stones covered with abstract designs loom over you. The place is almost overgrown and clearly ancient. The sky over the circle is clearer and sunnier than anywhere around, and the air seems fresher. It's a very inviting place. Enter. This sounds a little bit familiar. You intended to look at the designs and search the place a bit, but once inside, your attention is completely grabbed by the altar. The featureless stone in the center completely, inexplicably, and totally seizes your attention. You suddenly feel that it would be an excellent idea to kneel at the stone. What do you do? Well, last time we got a free spell, so... You walk forward and kneel. Without thinking, you put your hand on the cool stone. For the briefest of moments, it throbs with power, and you feel weak and lightheaded. Then the feeling passes, and... No strange new knowledge appears in your mind this time. Disappointed, you stand, only to find you're lighter on your feet. You move around a little, and find that your dexterity has increased. You leave the circle and hike off. After a bit, you look back, only to find the stone circle has disappeared. A patch of bare ground is left behind, with no sign that the ancient circle was there. Oh. 1 or 2 points of free dexterity. Very good. Huzzah. What are you? Ghasts, more ghasts, and a gazer. Ooh, I could try captures holding the gazer. Ugh. Okay, what's the range on this spell? It is enough. Gazer resists. Crap, I really only had one shot. Major haste just for you, huh? Okay, immune to magic, fire resistant, cold resistant. Could have poisoned him. Oh, nuts. Maybe I'll try going a slightly different direction. Well, I maybe found some mountains here? Okay, I am now about due north of Softport. It's at least more mountainous than the other screen, and... Ooh, do I still have to go and get the dexterity boost? Yes, I do, and it was 1 point of dexterity each. Still worth it. Oh, monsters are starting to flee from me here. There you are. Yeah, this area seems more dense forest than mountains. This area is hilly. Here we go. A narrow footpath leads up into the mountains. It has the look of recent use. Okay, this place might be useful. Also, chicken. It is just a chicken. Written neatly by the door. Go away. And that is the only door into the place. Well, Nydia did say the guy's a hermit. Naturally, the door is locked. I will use my unlocking skill that doesn't break anything. You reach the sole chamber of the hermit's hut, a single adobe dome with a tile floor. A simple altar is set up by the north wall, and junk is scattered all throughout the room. It smells like its occupant hasn't been out for a while. Well, I guess if you live alone, you don't really have to clean up. Yikes, though. You meet a pale, thin priest with worn clothes and a worn face. He looks very upset that you've intruded upon his solitude. I don't want you here. I come here to contemplate my faith in solitude. Yes, and you're intruding. Good day. He waves his hand, and you find yourself somewhere else. Oh. I see. We do actually have some fairly important business. We need to learn about a certain ritual you might know. He looks nervous. Ah, you want the ritual. An Empire priestess came to me, but she only wanted the ritual in order to sell it. That is not becoming. There is only one reason I do not expel you now. He watches you carefully for any sign of your true intentions. Yes, I speak with you because the ritual can be a powerful tool for good, and I feel bound to share it if that is how it will be used. So tell me, who do you plan to use the ritual against? He sighs. Those humanoids are pests. They bug my solitude. I'll teach you the ritual, but only if you leave. He explains the ritual of sanctification. It's simple, but requires great exertion. Then, when done, he turns away. And there we have it. Ritual Sanctify. And I cannot get a spell description from this screen. It does, however, take 50 spell points to cast. I need to work a little bit more on my training before I can progress this quest any farther. So I think I shall head back south. And maybe poke my nose into some nooks and crannies in the mountains here. The ground shudders under you. A massive, pale creature starts working its way out of the ground near you. You were so distracted by its appearance that you didn't notice the ogres moving to encircle you. You can't help but feel that was their plan. Oh joy, ogres and a spiny worm. Ah, found the spiny worm. Not all that many ogres. But enough ogres to show off a bit of Firestorm. Firestorm is like Fireball, but better. Okay, nothing? Just a combat? Alright then. Long Valley, there must be something at the end of this one. This group of hungry ogres is very pleased that you've stumbled right into its camp. Their leader has odd purplish skin and an ornate staff. They quickly move in on you. Haha, found a secret though. You find a burial mound, surrounded by ogre tokens and totems. Since ogres left it here, you don't feel guilty about a bit of quick grave robbing. The burial mound contains the remains of an ogre mage. It was stripped of most of its valuables before burial. A silver ring, however, remains around one of its clawed fingers. Hey, no curse! Now let's deal with the still living ogre mage. Now I remember why I hate ogre mages so much. I'll have to go and redo most of that between parts, I think. But while I'm in the area, I would like to get rid of this packet of herbs in my backpack. I think I can find a river crossing around here somewhere. And is this a town I've been to? It's not. I'll have to come back here soon. You notice that the river gets broad and shallow here, and has a small island in the middle. It would be possible to, with difficulty, ford it here. A patrol of Empire guards moves up, watching you warily. When they get close and get a good look at you, they start muttering amongst themselves. The captain shouts, "We've heard all that you did. Move on and watch yourself." They leave. Oh good, I thought that was a wandering drug patrol. No, I would not like to be searched just right now. The captain bows. All right, sirs, I understand. He doesn't seem suspicious of you. The other soldiers, on the other hand, look extremely skeptical. Fortunately, you get a safe distance away before anyone decides to attack. No, sir, we're not going to Lorelei, we're going to Borelei. I really thought there was a way I could get around that. Unless I have to take a really long way around somehow. I know there's a way to do this without slaughtering a company of Empire soldiers. It starts raining rocks. They aren't coming from the sky, however, but from a band of giants about 500 feet away. You charge them before they can pelt you anymore. And here's the town of Bengaro, which I also want to explore another time. There we go. I knew approaching on the main road from the east wasn't going to do me any good. Okay, let's get this package to Kendra before anything else happens. Also, I don't think I've actually talked to you before. When you get close, this warty beggar woman kneels and extends her bowl. She's old and thin, and extremely brave to be out on the street like this. Greetings, bold adventurers. It is an honor. My name is Deborah. She bows her head. My farm was lost in a giant attack. My farm and my husband. Now I am reduced to begging while trying to regain a more respectable place. Could you please give me a few coins? You give her a few coins. She is beside herself with thanks. And, kind adventurers, I have advice in return. I hear many rumors. In particular, I've heard there are exiles wandering all around us. Keep your weapons close. You never know what those worms will do. Then, with another bow of thanks, she stands and walks off. Yaha. Yeah, be sure to keep your eyes open there, Deborah. Okay, now if there was a keyword I needed to know about, I don't remember what it is. Kendra looks you over. Do you, perhaps, have something that I might be interested in? You give her the package. She runs to the wall, opens a cabinet, puts the package in, and closes it. After a minute, she opens it again. It contains a sack of gold, which she hands to you. Thanks, she says. Care to hear about the guild? She reaches under the table and presses something. Then she points at the northwest corner of the room. Through there. Hooray! Our first drug smuggling operation! Hello? This man wears leather armor, with a peculiar eye insignia carefully painted on the breast. He has a sword lying across his lap, and black goo covers the blade. He looks like a tough customer. I'm Jeffrey. Welcome to the guild. He smiles coolly and rests his hand lightly on the hilt of the sword. I control the Guild of Thieves. I will not say details about the guild. I will not let you join. However, it may be to the guild's advantage to assist you. He grins viciously. Let me count the ways. I have valuable intelligence about access to Blackcrag Fortress. I know useful secrets of certain miscreants. And, most intriguingly, I can sometimes help people pretend to be members of the Anima. And you can even purchase tools from me. Oh boy, lockpicks and stuff. I am still just using basic lockpicks. Ooh, magic lockpicks at very reasonable prices. Yes, please. The Anima are freaks, but they're sure to have a massive treasure in their temple. I can sometimes get some of the rings they use to mark themselves as members. You might be able to sneak into their inner sanctum wearing them. If you ever want a set of their rings, they're only 2,500 gold. Not today, thank you. A certain normally successful thief was recently slain. He tried to run off with one of my packages, and suffered an accident. An unfortunate accident. Accidental disemboweling. Very sad. At any rate, I know where he concealed his loot. I'll tell you, for 500 gold. I feel like I shouldn't right now, but also I don't want to forget. You pay the 500 gold. Jeffrey says, he had this weird thing for hiding loot in stables. Heaven knows why. When you find an animal pen, though, take a peek around. You might find something good. Uh-huh. It is well known that the Empire has quarantined off Valorum to prevent the monster plagues from spreading. The gateway from the rest of the Empire to Valorum is Black Crag Fortress. What is not well known is that some of us have a tunnel to bring people and goods in and out of Valorum. Do tell. There is a tunnel through the mountains to the north. A fork of this tunnel is a secret entrance into Black Crag Fortress. It is our tunnel, not yours. He grins. But I can sell you permission to pass through it. Permission to pass through can be had for a scant 3,000 gold. If you want to obtain permission, let me know. Okay, we definitely need to do that eventually, but cannot do it today. Well, I suppose I can always sell those old lockpicks back to Kendra. And you can give them to Jeffrey, and he can sell them to some other thief. Oh, what an interesting time this has been. Now, I will need a bit more training before I can actually use that ritual of sanctification. And I need to go make sure I actually get the ritual again, because I had to reload a save. Perhaps I will have all that accomplished by the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.